Hi, everybody. This is day 1362. And let me just check to see. Um, so much to talk about today. And we are getting loads of evidence and loads of evidence. Thank you so much to those brave people that have sent us evidence to corroborate what we know. And so I think that this decision to put in this amicus, um, this amicus notice to the court, the case in regards to the case of the SB4, being able to arrest illegal those that are here illegally, if you're a law enforcement job. So yeah, that is a huge, your head spins when you see the evidence, because evidence that we have received and we have already sent it forward. So there's no evidence of Richard, right? Life. And I'm going to get a little emotional here because of this help that's coming in right now. I should take a deep breath because there's no sign of life of Richard. And to see the evidence come in and to be able to announce it to everybody here that has been following us for so long is huge. I can see remarks now. So I'm a little bit shaken with the good news, the good news, knowing that there are those that are courageous, that have done their own investigation, that have saved all this information, that want justice in our courts, that have seen the injustice done to our courts, the fraud to our courts, that has hurt so many, including us and our son's case, not being able to get answers, and to see people in high positions just go along with it, so that they can get their next star or get their certain election or get their position while hurting other people. Is, to know that there are people that are fighting against that with us is a great relief, and we are very, very appreciative. We are so grateful for people coming forward and giving us the evidence. Now, we're still going through all of the files that were given to us in the last 2 days. It's only been 2 days since we submitted the amicus notice, and now today we have submitted a supplement, an evidentiary supplement to that amicus notice. And it looks like tomorrow we're going to have to, we might have to do another supplement because evidence is coming in. And the evidence was very clear that Bill Hicks is a usurper, a trespasser, a criminal, a fraud to the court, to the 34th Judicial District office there. And it's so obvious when you see the evidence, and why the question is, why would they commit these frauds? these crimes that against timestamps, which is a very, very serious crime, because if you can tamper with evidence and get away with it, and you can tamper with timestamps, then there is no stopping everyone tampering with their official records, their official files. Let's say your taxes right now. I mean, we just had tax day. You can just tamper with all the timestamps in your taxes. What about in your bank accounts? People can get away with then tampering with timestamps in your bank account. So this is a very, very serious crime, and usurping the role of a district attorney is a serious crime. And you can go into perjury. You can go into, when you look it up, what Bill Hicks has done, it's just getting into the office is so serious, right? The fraud committed just to usurp the district attorney's office there in El Paso is serious crime. But once he got in, don't forget about Loretta Lynn Hewitt calling him a political opportunist on the backs of a capital murder crime. He's a political opportunist? That sounds like Bob Moore, right? He's a political attack dog. So, the crimes, once he's in office, I mean, just the crimes he committed with Justin Underwood and Bob Moore against the district attorney, the duly elected district attorney, which is so difficult to be elected, right? And here he even messes with his appointment. He's just a fraud. And it's just one crime after the next. And this is from the highest law enforcing office in the El Paso County, right? District attorney. They should be way above board. Very clean record. Outstanding credentials. And he's the opposite. He's a criminal. And so there's no wonder why the capital murder cases are in pieces, as Loretta Lynn Hewitt testified to. So there is no doubt we have the hard evidence. It's not circumstantial. It's not irregularities. It's hard evidence now that we have supplemented the AMICUS notice that we put in a couple days ago. Today, we supplemented it. And we're still getting more evidence in, hard evidence, from Bill Hicks himself, from the top officials in Texas. And so this is indicative of the broken justice system there in El Paso, and why we have had such a hard time getting answers to the whereabouts of our son, and to what Nadal Baim testified to in the Dollar General, right? That the FBI had found Richard's remains in Juarez. Which brings me up to another, and I need to do this green screen and everything. And the tech of this, I need to tweak a little bit more so I can share more documents on there better. Right now I'm in the middle of it with these screens, and so I can't share, but I'm going to be working on that. But we have been really, really busy behind the scenes, and and I really want to show you, and you can pull it up. It is an article about a man, and I should have left that up. Um, let's see if I can bring it up. Yeah, there it is. I think I can bring it up, everyone. Yes, here it is. Let's see. Maybe not. I don't see it now. Let's go to Facebook because I know I put it up on Facebook. And it's a really important, that has to do with Mexico because of Richard. Um, being thought to, his remains being found in Mexico. Let's see if I can get to it. Yes. That's another one. Oh, so much. Okay, here it is. Okay, so this is an Albuquerque paper or post, KRQE Albuquerque, and it says manhunt for man accused of fatally shooting his wife in New Mexico and ends in Juarez. So this is by Jesus Baltazar. That's interesting. Continue reading. Okay, so this is from KTSM. So El Paso, Texas, KTSM. The manhunt for the man accused of shooting and killing his wife in Mesilla is over. Oscar Rene Sandoval, 59 years old, who's accused of fatally shooting his wife, 39 years old, on Monday, April the 1st, I'm not saying her name, is now in jail after being captured by Mexican authorities in Ciudad Juarez on Tuesday, April 9th, and he was subsequently extradited to U.S. Marshals the following day. Now, this is so interesting because, we went over to Juarez into the Attorney General's office there for the state of Chihuahua, and put in a missing persons report that was tampered with, okay? Not in our favor. We also have reports that more was done at the Attorney General's office that to stop any kind of movement in answering, looking for, searching for, answering any questions or whatever in regards to Richard Halliday. So there was an effort over there to block any kind of mention, any kind of investigation into Richard. Why? And then our missing persons report was tampered with to make Richard look like a criminal. And that was what happened over in El Paso with Fort Bliss. Um, it seemed that their main agenda, the main narrative, was to make Richard, or I guess their strategy to cover up the murder of Richard, the whistleblowing of Richard, right, and the subsequent forced removal and murder of Richard, was to discredit Richard in the eyes of the public by making him, putting false allegations against him, making him look like a criminal. And it was so absurd. They tried so hard to do it that it was so insane, and impossible. Absolutely impossible. It's like, did you know that your son jumped 10 feet high to put that basketball in the net? It's so absurd and insane that you're like, no way. No way. So their story, it's like a fish story. I caught a fish this big, and those type of fish don't get that big. So it doesn't make any sense. And that's what was going on. And in the tampered Chihuahua AG missing persons report, the same thing happened. And so you absolutely knew there was foul play going on. And if Fort Bliss is doing it and El Paso's doing it, and then Chihuahua AG office is doing it, that's an indication that this is a binational crime scene, and that Nadal Baim saying that Richard's remains were found in Mexico has more weight. But now, that was October of 2020. Now we have over 3 years of evidence that absolutely corroborates that this was a whistleblower that was retaliated against, that was forcibly removed, that was then subsequently murdered and dismembered, and hidden everything, and all of this with the car. His whole car story is a lie, and but they left names behind. You see, they left names behind. They left timestamps behind, and they left their own fingerprints, so to say, fingerprints. And so we've been having to search through all of that to find those so-called fingerprints of why there's foul play. Because foul play, absolutely, there's no doubt. Then who did it? And slowly it has come up. Our prime suspect is Dallas Hart, Richard's platoon leader. And then, of course, you have family, Leilani Hart, who is a convicted criminal from Dreams Cabaret there in El Paso. Seems like Dreams Cabaret was a very important part in all of this. And you see that they do a lot of money laundering through these kind of LLC things, and of course other criminal activity. And then it reached out to Rosa Maria Valdez Garcia and her son Thomas Hoffman being suspects in this because of their activities, because of their targeting us and our son's case. Why would you do that? So there's something to hide here, and we have been putting those pieces together, and they connect, of course, with the activities of Bill Hicks, the district attorney, and also with the chief medical examiner, that is also a fraud to his position, his office, and that's being looked into also, and that's Mario A. Rascon Ortiz. And, he is, uh, suspected, um, and it looks like it very, I wouldn't even say it on a live stream unless we absolutely believed it. But when it comes to Bill Hicks, he absolutely 100% is a usurper and trespasser to the 34th Judicial District Attorney's Office. That is now proven with hard evidence. With Mario Raskin Ortiz being a non-citizen, being put in that position as chief medical examiner, almost making $500,000 a year, just from that position, and with his name being on these autopsy reports that we can't get answers for on Richard, and then him being the one handling all the victims, the deceased, for the Walmart mass shooting in August 3rd, 2019. And there's a lot of questions around all of that. And then Bill Hicks being representing Purchase Funeral Homes, you know, medical examiner, the deceased, Purchase Funeral Homes, and Bill Hicks is representing Purchase Funeral Homes and usurps the district attorney's office after Yvonne Rosales wants to bring a date for the Walmart mass shooting case, is looking into Richard's case, and also starts an investigation into the El Paso Community Foundation and the way they're giving the funds up to, and not giving them to the Walmart mass shooting victims, and how that all, why is Rosa Maria Valdez Garcia getting tens of thousands of dollars? What is her connection? What is her family's connection with the El Paso Community Foundation? And they're not giving the baby, the Achando baby, with broken bones, any money, right? Any money. And is an orphan now, right? Is an orphan because his mother and father both were shot and killed, and his mother fell on top of him. That's why he suffered the injuries he did. So, please come forward if you have more information with all of that. But when you put all the pieces together and you see how people are connected, it is apparent that there is a lot of criminal activity that has infiltrated, usurped, trespassed into the criminal justice system there in El Paso. And, absolutely hindering finding out what happened to Richard and many other cases. So here you have this manhunt, this man from New Mexico that is alleged to have shot his wife and killed his wife, running over to Juarez, Mexico. Now, there is protocol, extradition protocol. There is a treaty between Mexico and the U.S. And we looked it up today because this is very interesting how Juarez, how the state of Chihuahua deals with, criminals and how to get a body back to the United States. Now, he's a live body, right? He's a live alleged criminal, alleged murderer. And they did it. Listen to this. Uh, April 9th, Tuesday, April 9th. And he was subsequently, so he was arrested, captured by Mexican authorities on Tuesday, April 9th. And less than 24 hours later, he was subsequently extradited to the U.S. Marshals the following day. Someone explained that to me because we went and we looked at um, you can find it in PDF format. I posted it up. The treaty between Mexico and the United States. And you have to understand, we have seen so many irregularities going on there in Mexico when it comes to the Department of State, right? The Department of State has not been working on the best interest of the United States citizens, and and especially in our son's case when dealing with them. And so, because they will absolutely know if Richard's remains were found over there, because we were told the FBI found them over there. And could they break, because that would be breaking protocol, right? That FBI would be looking for a dead soldier over there, the remains of a dead soldier in Mexico. You know, uh, something's going on. And would they break protocol so easily, so carelessly, you know? And according to this was another example that we wanted to share with you because there's been lots of examples of their carelessness, of them not showing, going along with protocol. It's kind of like the barracks, right? Not following SOPs, standard operating procedures, that the military was not following standard operating procedures. They did not do that in Vanessa Guillen's case. They did not do that in Gregory Morales' case. They did not do that in Richard's case. The standard operating procedures were, like, no, it was so easy for them to break those protocols and just get away with it that you see. That's a clear indication that they are regularly broken all the time. Okay? That it's not just a one-off situation. And so we have seen this over this entire investigation, the breach in security of Fort Bliss, the breach in standard operating procedures, the breach in the obligation of the care of the chain of command to their soldiers, the breach of the district attorney's office and their duties, and it goes on and on and on. So to see this, we wanted to bring this to everyone's attention because they extradited this man within 24 hours. Do you know what the chances are to extradite a man, to find him, to arrest him, and to extradite him within 24 hours? It's like zero, next to zero chance that can happen. If you are following the treaty, if you are following the protocols. Why? Because the United States would have to contact Mexico and say, we have a criminal that crossed over into your country. Okay? And this is an alleged criminal, right? Unless he has a record, but this is an alleged crime. And we have this and this proof that we're going to send you so that you can get a warrant out for his arrest, right? So they need to send the evidence for probable cause so that they can have a warrant to arrest him. But see, in our case, they sent the fugitive apprehension group fully armed to our house and illegally searched our home without a warrant. So that's, when we said that, people are like, really? You know, so that's another indication of a breach in protocol, violating their own standard operating procedures over and over and over again, which is criminal. And so here, this man in New Mexico, living in New Mexico, married to this person that supposedly he shot and killed, ran over to Mexico. They need to give Mexico a probable cause to even arrest him. So then they capture him, right? So on Monday the 1st, he runs over, right? And then on the 9th, they arrest. So, they have that week to tell the Mexican government, hey, we got a probable cause here. Here's some evidence. We need a warrant. Then we need to find him. Okay, so then they capture him. And then they have to go through the Mexican laws, right? They have to go through the Mexican laws and the rights that he has. And then they do all the things they have to do to extradite him to the United States. Sometimes it takes weeks. Sometimes it takes, because you have to go in front of the court there in Mexico, right? You have to go in front of the court. There is so many steps in to extradite somebody. And they're saying they could get it done within 24 hours. I think that they're getting very lawless. I don't think that they are abiding by the treaties. I don't think that they are abiding by the legal protocols. I don't think that they are abiding by our Constitution, right? Because they're just putting it in there that he killed his wife. They're not saying it's alleged, or they did. They said that he's accused of fatally shooting his wife. So yeah, it's alleged, but that he has rights until he's tried. So, I just think that this was something to bring up, um, because something is going on. The other thing too, and I put this up about our contact there for the State Department. It was shocking to see him being a federal agent for the State Department, sitting across the table from Chihuahua state agents. That's also not protocol. And, we know all about protocol because of my parents working at the American Embassy in Moscow for over 9 years. There are, rules about all of who can sit across the table from you, and you make deals and do all your politics, right? You just can't do that. And the same thing with the adoption. To go through international adoption like we did. And my mom worked in the adoption section of the American Embassy there in Moscow, and she'll tell you all about protocols. So, something is going on. There's not a respect for the Mexican law. There's not a respect for the American law. And these people are working lawlessly. And that's why so much time has gone by and Bill Hicks has been allowed to usurp the 34th Judicial District Attorney's office. I mean, we are talking, I think he was sworn in around was final the 21st of December of 2022. And we have now April of 2024. And, don't tell me they don't know that he usurped that office. And, the interesting thing is, who is the rightful district attorney? Because according to the Texas Constitution, it's Yvonne Rosales. Because even though she was petitioned out, she still has to stay in that position until the next district attorney meets all requirements and is duly appointed and fulfills, the protocols, the laws of the land, which Bill Hicks has not done. So, yeah, that, that I think Yvonne Rosales should get ready. And I don't know if I'm right about that, but according to what I understand from what we've read, I think she is the duly elected district attorney. And we know for sure that Bill Hicks isn't. So that's huge news. And, the sloppiness of what's going on there at the border and borderland is indicative that, this is more, look, we have Agent Jesus Eddie Nieto Jr., the supervisor director of the FBI, up to no good. We have Bill Hicks, up to no good. We have Mario Rascon Ortiz, up to no good. We have Veronica Escobar, absolutely criminal, up to no good. We have Bob Moore, up to no good. We have Marlon Soto Hernandez, up to no good. We have Bradford Bugado, Lieutenant Colonel Bradford Bugado in the G3 of the 32nd ATCOM, up to no good. We have Nadal Baim, up to no good. We have Major General James Eisenhower, up to no good. We have Jesus Melendez, up to no good. Ernest Christopher Grant, up to no good. Donna Sifford, up to no good. And it goes, look at the PAO, up to no good. Lieutenant Colonel Allie Payne with Nick Nofinger, or whatever his name is, right? Up to no good. Watching all the time. I mean, don't they have a life that they can, right? There is such it's so clear that they're trying to control the narrative, trying to make sure that Richard's name is never said, is covered up, that we don't get answers. Why? Because they are guilty of something. And we already have proof that they are guilty of manipulating this investigation. We have hard evidence that they have been tampering and interfering in and obstructing justice in Richard's search and, well, in his case. I mean, we have Lieutenant General Donna Martin. I mean, wow, wow, in charge of the CID and now in charge of IG, Inspector General. She is supposed to be policing herself, which comes up with the next article that I posted. I posted an article about, someone sent me some other article too, but this one is a Daily Mail article about stealing millions from families of dead soldiers in insurance scam. And, you know, this just shows you how low we've gotten. And I'm so glad he got caught. So I posted that up. But in our case, and what's going on with El Paso, they are stealing identities, y'all. They're stealing identities and creating identities. And we know 100% that Richard's Social Security has been used, that his identity was stolen, and more, and more. And I'm not at liberty to say more. And they are imposters. So there's been a lot of manipulating, a lot of usurping, a lot of violations of our laws by those that are supposed to be enforcing the laws and being of the utmost best character. But they're up to no good. And it's not the system that it is the problem. The problem is the oversight of those that are holding the offices. The corruption of those that are holding the offices. And so, if you're wondering, why can't we get answers? Why can't we get justice? Then you know. And it's not that many. Really, in the whole scope of everything, it sounds like there's a lot, but these are key positions. And, you're talking about district attorney and the chief medical examiner. I mean, you get two top character people in that, you wouldn't have this foolishness. They usurped those positions because they are that important. So it's not that many. So please keep sending in your evidence to us. Thank you so from the bottom of it. It means so much, and we can't really address it like we wanted to show, because it just means that much to us, and there's no way we can ever thank the help enough. Yeah. And also, we are still really, really working hard behind the scenes to get justice. And so it's even a time limit. And right now, we can't let any of you down. We need to get Richard's remains. And when we get Richard's, if we stay focused on that, then everything else will be exposed. And we'll go from there. So, but we want our son's remains. What they did is It's just, you know, it's so bad. And we really appreciate your prayers right now. And we're very, very moved um, by the support that we're getting. And it's just the hand of God to put that amicus in there, to be able to do that and to get this kind of response. It is very moving because it's so big. It's beyond us. And, you know, because who else knew? That's the question, right? Who else knew? And that will, uh, you know, really put eyes on the district attorneys. Um, yeah, you know, let's check every district attorney out and make sure that they're not a usurper and that they are of the highest character. So, and I think a lot less foolishness and harm will happen if we do that. So thank you everyone so much. God bless you, and we will be back again. The only one other note that I see here that I forgot to mention is KTSM. KTSM is up to no good. So El Paso Matters, KTSM, there's all indication now that they cooperated with Danae Katzen. Danae Katzen, of course, shares an address with Rosa Maria Valdez Garcia. And so we are asking them what is going on, that you would put us through this. Because think about it. If they collaborated with Danae Katzen, and Danae Katzen is collaborating with Rosa Maria Valdez Garcia, connecting Richard's case once again to the Walmart mass shooting case. Think about that. That's, yeah. And I think his name is the chief editor there, David Candelara. I think so. So, yeah. That's what's going on. Okay, everyone, thank you so much. Keep sending the information, and please share, comment, and like. God bless. See you tomorrow, God willing.